This film may have been the hardest to win so far, but for the opposite reason than usual. I had to take out so many wins for beautiful imagery, epic fights, comedic lines, updated effects, and Daft Punk just killing it. In case you haven't figured it out yet, this is one of my favorite films, so I'm probably a little too close to it. I honestly won't say this too often, but this is a movie where I think the critics are dead wrong. Maybe it's not perfectly original, but as a Tron fan, it was exactly the movie I would have requested. They updated the plot, improved the effects, and told the simple father-son, creator-created story that works on multiple levels. And that's just the movie itself. Then you throw Daft Punk's soundtrack on top, and in my opinion, a masterpiece was created. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away, but accuse the director and writers of playing it safe by reusing the key elements from the original Tron all you want. Legacy tells a very different story. The original Tron was about faith versus nihilism or atheism. Programs scoffed at the idea of a user that created them. While users in Legacy are still the things of myth, the programs know their power and some even worship them. Legacy deals more with Buddhist ideas and accepting that imperfection and chaos are the only real perfection. The imperfect Korra contrasts with all the other self-serving programs like Zeus by
removing oneself from the equation.
Flynn and Clue are also expressions of non-duality. They are halves of the same whole. Flynn can't blame Clue for what he became because
he's me. I screwed it up.
We're also fed symmetry throughout the entire film from the framing and the use of color. It's exactly what I wanted to see from a sequel/soft reboot. Tron tanked in the theaters as well, and it took years for people to really fall in love with it. Anyway, Garrett Hedlund may not be winning an Oscar anytime soon, but he's absolutely capable, and to be honest, he isn't really the main character of this movie. It's the grid itself, with all its glowing blue and orange lights, its inhabitants that evolved independent from the users in the real world. It's the soundtrack that grabs you right from the first scene and blows your mind throughout that is the star of the show. All that philosophical junk aside, this movie is fun, and emotional, and inspiring, and beautiful. Okay. Now I'm gushing. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing negative to say about any of the performances either. As I already stated, Olivia Wilde plays her naive ISO perfect, and Hedlund never disappoints me. Jeff Bridges is phenomenal, even if it was a bit convenient that Flynn picked up Buddhism and the line between Flynn and the dude gets a little blurry.
Check that out!
I would have called shenanigans if Flynn started complaining about Clue ruining his rug. You know, the one that really tied the room together.
Do you know Jules?